Good evening, and welcome to everyone who's joining us online to celebrate Kylee and Dustin on their wedding day. Now, if we were all together in person at the venue that they spent a lot of time deciding over, this would be the time that the honored guests would be making their way down the aisle. So at this time, we would like to recognize Dustin's parents, Dale and Sue Peterson.
Hello.
Hi.
And Kylie's parents, Bill and Paula Owen.
Welcome, everyone.
Dustin,
Hey, Ann.
Dustin and Kylee would also wish to honor Kylie's late mother, Debbie Owen. We are certain she is here today in spirit. At this time, I'll ask Dustin to join me up here. And Kylee, if you would make your way into view. I'll ask now, who gives this woman to be married here today?
Bill Owen, her father, along with my wife Paula, give her to be married today, otherwise known as her daddy.
Kylee, if you'd step up here, and if you two would like to join hands. Anyone who's ever been married can attest, and certain Kylee and Dustin know, a lot goes into planning a wedding. Booking a venue, picking a caterer, sending your invites, receiving your RSVPs, finding that perfect wedding dress. And those are just a few examples. You might even have a contingency plan in place for if it rains on your wedding day, or maybe if a guest who RSVPs doesn't show. But what you don't plan for is a global health pandemic like the one we're facing today. And although this day won't be exactly the day that you spent months planning for, this is still your day. And that's really all a wedding is meant to be. It's a ceremony to celebrate the love two people have for each other. And if you know Kylee and Dustin, then you're not surprised at all that a little change in plans, like a global health pandemic, would not stop them from celebrating the love they have for each other. So, Kylee and Dustin, stop for just a moment. Take a deep breath. Because you're here. It's April 4th. It's your wedding day. Now, although you're not physically surrounded by your groomsmen and your bridesmaids, your family and your friends, know that you are both loved. And now that your love for each other is absolute. Dustin and Kylee, because it is your intention to enter into marriage, I'm going to ask you now to declare your consent. Do you come here freely, without reservation, to commit yourselves to each other in marriage? If so, please respond, we do.
We do.
Yeah.
The first reading that we're going to have today was a reading chosen by Kylee and Dustin, and fittingly, it's entitled Love by Laura Hendricks. Love is friendship caught fire. It is quiet, mutual confidence, sharing and forgiving. It is loyalty through good times and bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses. Love is content with the present, hopes for the future, and it does not brood over the past. It is the day in, day out, compromises, small disappointments, your big victories, and you're working together towards your common goals. If you have love in your life, it can make up for a great many things that you lack. If you don't have it, no matter what else you have, it will not be enough. Now, most of us have our own love stories. Some are short, others long, and yet some are still unwritten. But they are each our own, unique to us. Here's a little bit about Kylee and Dustin's love story. We actually have Kylie's matron of honor and Dustin's best man, Jen and Kevin Mearsme, to thank for bringing Kylee and Dustin together. In July 2015, Kylee was on Jen and Kevin's sand volleyball team. There came a time when a sub was needed, and Kevin asked Dustin to play. Kylie's first impression of Dustin was that he had kind eyes, and that he seemed like a genuinely good, nice guy, which we all know he is. Dustin's first impression of Kylee was, wow, she's athletic. I wonder if she's single. Luckily, she was, and the attraction between the two was instant. Kylee and Dustin created a solid friendship that developed into love. And today we are here to celebrate that love. Kylee and Dustin make a great team, and they're always up for their next adventure. Everyone who knows Kylee and Dustin know that they are animal lovers. They're the proud fur parents to their dogs Alpine and Aria, who I think we all heard just a moment ago, as well as their cats, Louie and Lynn. They're also a couple of foodies, and they always love to try new restaurants together. They really like tackling home improvement projects with just a little help from Dustin's dad, Dale. They have game nights with their siblings, and sometimes they simply enjoy just hanging out on their couch, surrounded by their dogs and cats, in this very room we're standing in today, watching TV together. Now, love is tough to define. It's a word with so many different meanings. Sometimes love can be best described through action, like waking up early to cook breakfast for the other, just to show you care. Or, in your guys' case, maybe waking up early and running to Casey's for that breakfast pizza, and to Scooter's for that cold brew, complete with cream and vanilla and Dustin's. It's compromising on whose turn it is to get up to let the dogs out, taking turns scooping the cat's litter box, and choosing what to have for dinner. Through their actions, it's easy to see the love that Kylee and Dustin have for each other. Now that we've discussed in some detail love, this next reading touches on the process of creating a marriage. And this is Union by Robert Fulghum. You've known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, you have been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All those conversations that were held riding in the car or over a meal or during long walks, all those sentences that began with, when we're married, and continue with, I will, and you will, and we will. Those late night talks that included someday, and somehow, and maybe. All those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all these things we've promised and hoped and dreamed. Well, I meant it, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, dancing partner, and even teacher. For you have learned much from one another over these last few years. Now you shall say, with a few words that take you across the threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows, you shall say to the world that this is my husband, and this is my wife. So, Kylee and Dustin, it is time to share your vows of love and devotion. You're about to make promises to each other that you intend to keep. You're going to take a vow to take care of each other, to stand up for each other, and find happiness in one another. There's a simple premise to each of these promises. You're vowing to be there for each other. Kylee, you're first. Would you please read your vows to Dustin?
I, Kylee Beth Owen, promise to give you, Dustin Christopher Peterson, the best of myself, and to ask of you no more than you can give. I promise to respect you as your own person and to realize that your interests, desires, and needs are no less important than my own. I promise to share with you my time and my attention and to bring joy and strength to our relationship. I promise to keep myself open to you, to let you see through the window into my world, into my innermost fears and feelings, secrets and dreams. I promise to love you in good times and in bad, with all that I have to give and all I feel inside, in the only way that I know how, completely and forever.
Dustin, your turn. Please read your vows to Kylee.
I, Dustin Christopher Peterson, promise to give you, Kylee Beth Owen, the best of myself, and to ask you no more than you can give. I promise to respect you as your own person, and to realize that your interests, desires, and needs are no less important than my own. I promise to share with you my time and my attention, and to bring joy and strength to our relationship. I promise to keep myself open to you, to let you see through the window into my world, into my innermost feelings and fears, secrets and dreams. I promise to love you in good times and in bad, with all that I have to give and all that I feel inside, in the only way that I know how, completely and forever.
All right, Dustin. You take Kylie's ring. You take her hand. And Dustin, as you place the ring on Kylie's finger, if you please repeat after me. Kylee,
Kylee,
I promise to love you,
I promise to love you,
to stand by your side,
to stand by your side,
to listen when you speak,
to listen when you speak,
to comfort you when you cry,
to comfort you when you cry,
and join your laughter to my own.
and join your laughter to my own.
Please take this ring
Please take this ring
and be my wife.
and be my wife.
Kylee, do you take Dustin to be your husband?
I do.
Kylee, if you would take Dustin's ring and also take his hand. And if you would repeat after me, Kylee. Dustin,
Dustin,
I promise to love you,
I promise to love you,
to stand by your side,
to stand by your side,
to listen when you speak,
to listen when you speak,
to comfort you when you cry,
to comfort you when you cry,
and join your laughter to my own.
and join your laughter to my own.
Please take this ring
Please take this ring
and be my husband.
and be my husband.
Dustin, do you take Kylee to be your wife?
I do.
Now, having fulfilled all the statutory requirements of a wedding ceremony, as outlined in the Nebraska Revised Statutes, which I can assure you I have read thoroughly, it is my distinct honor and privilege to pronounce you as husband and wife. And Dustin, you may kiss your bride. All right.
Got the sign up there.